Good health to you, fellow Ukrainians. Today was a fruitful international day for our country, for our defense. Another meeting in the Ramstein format was held, the 10th one already. Ammunition for our warriors, artillery, tanks, protection of Ukrainian skies, all this was discussed. There are solutions. I am grateful to the United States, which coordinates Ramstein, and all of our partners for their unflagging willingness to help. This is especially important now, when we feel that the Russian aggression is approaching the point where it can break. There is no terrorist that can build up its potential in confronting the free world. Russia is no exception. We must constantly increase the pressure for terror. Pressure in our defense, in sanctions against Russia, in destroying the ways the Russian state and its companies circumvent sanctions, in political and legal pressure. The more pressure we put on them, the faster we will move towards restoring our territorial integrity and international legal order. We are doing everything for our partners to feel this necessity to continue pressure. Step by step, without ceasing. I would like to thank Denmark separately today. Both for the new defense package for Ukraine and for the decision to establish a special fund to help our country in the amount of 7 billion Danish krones, which is $1 billion. It is extremely significant. It is extremely necessary. I am grateful to the Danish government and parliament, to the entire Danish society. Such decisions ensure that we can speed up the return of peace to Ukraine and stability to the whole of Europe. There is also an important decision in London today, in the case of the Kremlin bribe to Yanukovych back in 2013. When Russian money and dirty schemes with the then politicians in Ukraine were actually used as part of the aggression against our country. An aggression that began back then, politically, economically, and later with the use of the special services and military force. It is in this context that the case of the 3 billion Eurobonds should be considered. Fully considered. And this is fair. I addressed the participants of the powerful British Conference of the Society of Editors. This is a gathering of leading media professionals in the United Kingdom, authoritative journalists, authoritative editors. People who have actually dedicated their lives to freedom of speech. I urge them to spread the truth even more actively about Russian aggression, about our people whose lives are being destroyed by Russia, about our defense, which is returning freedom and security to Ukrainians and all Europeans. Journalists, the free media of Ukraine and the world, have done a lot during this war to make Russian terror lose, to make Russian propaganda lose. And I want to emphasize, they did it simply by spreading information about what is happening here and now in Ukraine, in Europe, in the world. They were just spreading the truth. This must be continued. The Kremlin will never defeat the truth, neither will it defeat Ukraine. I met with representatives of the American magazine The Atlantic, one of the most prominent global media brands. I met with the owner of the magazine, Mrs. Jobs, the editor-in-chief, Mr. Goldberg, and Ann Applebaum, an authoritative journalist. We had a very meaningful conversation. In particular, about how we use modern technologies to reinforce our warriors and our institutions. About our army of drones, which will only get bigger and more powerful. About our IT specialists who help protect Ukraine. About the threats posed by Russia in the cyber and information space. The world must know that the terrorist state seeks to bring destruction not only to our people, but also to all peoples who want to be free. Of course, I am constantly in touch with our military, with the commanders. Everything we do, everything the state does, is subordinated to one task, to give each of our warriors more capabilities to fight, to give each of our cities more security. As always, today, I would like to commend our warriors who are delivering results in critical areas of the front line. Of course, Bakhmut. Of course, Donetsk region in general, but also the south. And Kharkiv region. We do not forget about any of the directions of state defense. The 54th and 92nd Separate Mechanized Brigades, guys, thank you for your resilience and strength in Bakhmut. The 3rd Operational Brigade of the National Guard and our border guards, who are fighting for Bakhmut together with all units of the defense and security forces. Thank you, warriors. Thank you for your courage and for replenishing our exchange fund. the 15th Separate Regiment and the 1st Presidential Operational Brigade of the National Guard, I thank you for your results in the battles for the cities of Donetsk region. The Border Guards of Kharkiv region, thank you for your strong counteraction to the enemy. The 406th Separate Artillery Brigade and the 131st Separate Reconnaissance Battalion, thank you, warriors, for the defense of Kherson region. Thank you for your powerful responses to enemy strikes at Ukrainian cities. The invaders must be destroyed. Thank you to everyone who makes this possible. Glory to each one and everyone who is now in combat. Glory to everyone who helps. Glory to Ukraine.